Hare Krishna everyone, Hare Shri Ram. So welcome to our Sunday Love Feast and welcome to all our guests. Also we have a special guest here with us. We have the whole band here with us, as you can see here. The Keshava Prabhu and the traditional Dantala was just telling him about the history of this simple instrument, in our country here in Trinidad and Tobago. While they was in slavery, they used to hum their songs and sing their chants and so on, the Indian indented laborers. And they didn't have much access to instruments. So when a horseshoe followed some way, they will hold that and they will call it the katha. And then when the ox cart break down, you take a piece of steel from there and you call it and they put the two together and they call it the danta. And throughout history, Fiji, Guyana, Suriname, all over this western part of the world, our dharma started by the use of these instruments, the danta. They use it to sing Ramayana and Chaupayan and so on. So today, I've chosen to speak about self-control, self-enjoyment. It's a very interesting topic. And I see you all spaced out here. There's a small group of us, so I'm inviting all of you to please come a little closer to me. I'm a vegetarian, I don't bite. My guru always like to say that. so this is a very sweet katha taken from the Valmiki Ramayana. And I think I want all of you to participate as well. This is the whole band here. We want the chorus, we want everything, everything. So we are here to enjoy what Vaikuntha really is. Prabhupada said, if we are not thinking about Vaikuntha, then we're thinking about somebody's business or something. That's what we do. Or we just Prajalpa, we're talking some nonsense. And then we will forever live in the darkest region of this world. We must always be thinking about Vaikuntha. Or sometimes you might wonder, what are the citizens of Vaikuntha doing up there? It's a good thing to wonder about. And a wonderful time to spend our Sunday evening. First of all, it is the soul that experiences all happiness. It is the soul that also gives pleasure, not the body. When the body is dead, you can't do anything. You can't experience enjoyment, nothing like that. So, in Vaikuntha, sometimes it might be a very far place to get there. If we are, my mother was reading recently, she said, if the scientists calculated, if you travel 40,000 years at the speed of light, then you may reach Vaikuntha. If you could live that long, 40,000 years is a lot, So, But, if you ask, what Srila Prabhupada says, sometimes our scientists here, we could barely reach the moon. How could we get to Vaikuntha? We could barely reach the moon. We are dumping millions of dollars of chemicals in the air just to reach to the moon. But if you ask the Trinidadian scientists, they will give you a different answer, of course. So the Trinidadian scientist asks the American scientist, he said, I want to build a rocket to go to the sun. The American scientists say, well, the rocket will melt before it reaches the sun. The Trinidadian scientists say, no, we will go in the night, not in the day. So it says very beautifully in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada described, if you take the books like Vedas, Itihas, Upanishad, and the books like Srimad Bhagavatam, authoritative books like Srimad Bhagavatam, then we can read about that place. If we can't go there through vehicular help, we can read about that place. Right? So let us hear from Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vemanika salalna shapanani bharta dhayante yadrapi sapanani bhartu antarjalena vikshana madhumadavinam bhandena kanitadiyopi anilang shipandam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Says in this verse, in Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd Canto, chapter 15, text 17, that the inhabitants of Vaikuntha, they are experiencing so much great pleasure, even greater than this material world. Actually, they are kalpavriksha trees, wish-fulfilling trees. Anything we desire, it will grant you. They are beautiful plants like the parijata, lily, and the madhavi flower, as mentioned in this verse. Madhu madhavi comes. So sweet this madhavi flower is. It emits honey into the air. So intoxicating. I remember one time I was in Harinam with Agnidev, and we was in Port Spain. You know the Nutsman. Chakri Prabhu know the Nutsman. And plenty, plenty of these Nutsmen come around in Port Spain when we had to do Harinam. And the nutsman will emit this strong, pungent smell into the air. And it is so strong that it is satisfying, very satisfying to the senses. So I feel like I want to leave the Harinam and go by the nutsman, but then I'll have nobody to play the drums, so I guess I have to represent Prabhupada and stay in the Harinam. But it is so strong. And so in the spiritual world, this Madhavi flower is like 10 times stronger than that smell. Or 1,000 times even, and the sense gratification over there is so high, yet still they are ignoring their own sense pleasure. It is sense pleasure to them, but they are ignoring that, and they are so busy in their golden viman, golden chariots, along with their sweethearts. What I mean by sweethearts, every woman in Vaikuntha is as beautiful as Goddess Lakshmi. They are very beautiful. And while they are on their way, the entire planet is self-illuminating. It doesn't need sun, and every walk is a dance, every part of speech is a song. There's so many things to describe about Vaikuntha. No one is envious of each other. No one is envious of each other. Everyone is like friends, it's like family. So that's why I say you have to come a little closer also, if you feel like coming a 2 inch closer. We are like family, we are like friends. We must experience this today. And so what are they doing? They are thinking about Krishna, they are singing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna. And every day they are repeating that trip. They are always busy going to meet the Supreme Lord. So imagine all of this pleasure is here. Anything you wish for, anything you desire is there in Vaikuntha. By 1,000 times more than this material world. More than you can even imagine. But they are still ignoring that. And they are going to the Supreme Lord. Why? Because they are Shuddha Sattva, described in Bhagavatam, Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva means not just in goodness. Sometimes goodness, being good in the material world, is still stained by ignorance and passion. But they are in pure goodness, complete pure goodness. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he wants us to become Shuddha Sattva devotees. Why? Because it is such an emergency. Why is it such an emergency? Icha Dvesha Samudhyena in the Bhagavad Gita 7:25 describes that first there's attraction in this material world. And after attraction, there is attachment for lustful desires. And when lustful desires is not pleased, then that is transformed into anger. When we become angry, then intelligence is lost. And then there's only regret. And thus we will realize that trying to enjoy this material world, we're trying to enjoy in total, is a waste of time, because it only brings us suffering. Because we can never get enough. It is our nature to be transcendental, to be spiritual, like the inhabitants of Vaikuntha. So therefore, as mentioned very beautifully in the Ramayana, everyone can join me. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Too high for you? That? Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai. I like loudly. Deep breath. Let's try as pranayam. Inhale with your nostrils and make sure your stomach inhales. I've given you all a vocal lesson today. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Who wants to sing like me? Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Bhari bhagya manushya tan pava पाये न जेहि परलोक सवार साधन दाम मोक्ष कर द्वारा श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम because this Bhare Bhagya, this material body, is so precious. Even the Devatas, all the Devas, King Indra also, everyone, their desire is Bhare Bhagya. Why? Because there is too much enjoyment in the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha, too much enjoyment. So, right here is the best opportunity. There is not too much enjoyment. If you try to enjoy too much, you become a millionaire. Everybody will praise you, of course. You know? If you're a dog and you strap on $1 million on the dog, I think they might worship the dog too in this world. But for how long you will be happy with that $1 million with X amount of cars and swimming pool and house and so on like that? In Vaikuntha, every house is a castle. Every house is a castle. You get confused. You wouldn't know what is a house and what is a castle. But even that wouldn't make you happy. For some time, momentarily, you will be happy, but you can't find that complete happiness. Therefore, sadhana dhamma moksha karadwara, that the purpose of this human life is for practice, sadhana. And this is the best opportunity we have as a human being. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta does not want us to waste our time. Every living moment in this life to practice. Srila Prabhupada again says, Shringata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Even if you don't understand what I am speaking today, you know, simply by hearing, constantly hearing about Krishna, chanting Krishna, just sitting here and listening to me, even if you don't understand a word, like my friend, I just remember my friend Pradyumna, most people might know my Pradesh, he died recently. Some people believe that he was murdered, so the autopsy is still going on. But every time I saw him, he's always thinking about Krishna. Always talking about Krishna. He might be talking about the whole 4 Vedas in a nutshell in about half an hour time. But he talks so fast, sometimes nobody understands what he says. You know? But the idea is that Krishna consciousness is so great that there is benefit in that also, even if you don't understand. Prabhupada is saying. Punya Shravana Kirtan, just by Shravan, just by hearing, is a great punya, a great blessing. And after that, Icha Dvesha. Icha means this desire, as I was describing. Desire, we are always covered by desire. Maya is like the cloud and Krishna is like the sun. It doesn't change the fact that the sun is there, although the cloud is covering the sun. You know? So because we are always covered by desire, we will be controlled by these modes of material nature. But the more we hear about Krishna, then we will eventually become free from the impossible, free from Maya. And then there is Nishchay Prema Pratiti. That was the verse I was looking for. Nishchay Prema. Then faith is developed. And then real love is developed. Nishchay Prema Pratiti. As it mentioned in Ramayana again, Hari Vyapaka Sarvatra Samana. Sarvatra Samana. That the Supreme Lord is all pervading. He is in every atom and molecule. And Krishna said, I have created pain also in every atom and molecule, that He will always remember me. Premat pragat hui me jana, premat pragat hui me jana. So one great example of implicit faith, nishchay and love is one devotee of the Lord by the name of Vishwamitra. Vishwa means universe, Mitra means friend. And he was such a great soul. We cannot be like him, but we can learn again from his example. Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. Pranajadiha pranetu Bhagavan. Pranajadiha pranetu Bhava Sarvaloka Pitamaha. Pratyahu vacha tatu vacham. Pratyahu vacha tatu vacham. Vishwamitro Mahamuniha. Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. Maharishi Shabdam Atulam. Maharishi Shabdam Atulam. Swajite Kamba Soba Subai. Yadi me Bhagwan aho. Yadi me Bhagwan aho. Tato hum Vijitendriya. Shri Ram Jai Vishwamitra, he was a Kshatriya, a very powerful Kshatriya, one of the most powerful. He was the son of Kaushika, and they used to just divide and conquer constantly until one day they met Vashishta, the son of Brahma. Vashishta was such a very powerful yogi, the very powerful Brahman, that no matter what weapon they threw at him, he nullified it simply by being the best of mantra reciters. He was so expert in reciting mantra, he nullified every weapon. Until finally, Vishwamitra decided to bring forth the Brahmastra, the most powerful weapon that shook the three worlds, that could burn everything up into pieces. And Vashishta simply, he just chant another mantra and nullify that also. So Vishwamitra became very spiritually envious of Vashishta. He said, from this day onwards, I will not become a Kshatriya anymore. I don't want to be a Kshatriya. I want to be a Brahman. Because I'm so inspired by this great power, this great, wow, this is so amazing. But now, if I have to become a Brahmin, I must not fall prey to lust. I must not fall prey to anger. So I know what I will do. I will perform austerities for 1,000 years. In the Treta Yuga, they used to live very long, for thousands of years. And also by the great austerity of Vishwamitra, he couldn't die because of his great determination. Nishchaya prema pratitite. There's so much love and faith in the Lord. I am going to become the best that I can be. So Vishwamitra performed austerities for 1,000 years again, and now in this part of the Ramayana, it says that Lord Brahma appeared before him. And now, addressing Lord Brahma, Atulam, with incomparable expression, he addressed Lord Brahma. He says, now I am firmly in control of my senses. Lord Brahma says, you are not yet in control of your senses, Vishwamitra. O tiger among sages, you need to endeavor more. You see, according to Ramanujacharya, purport of the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 255, there are 4 stages of self-control. You know? There is Vyataman, there is Vyatireka, there is Ekindriya, and there is Vaishikara. In the Vyataman level, a devotee is acknowledging a material sense object like a glass of cold ice cream or a beautiful woman. They have been affected by it, so they abstain from it because they want to become free from Maya. They don't want to lose control of themselves. In the second stage, Vyatireka, a devotee, senses is not so much into us anymore, but the mind is still agitated, and there is still propensity to enjoy. In the third stage, Ekindriya, the mind and senses is not so much affected, right? There is some knowledge, we see above that. We know what that is, so it is just a trap, But then, we still want to enjoy something. It is our natural propensity to want to enjoy. But in the final stage, Vaishikara, a devotee, has no propensity to enjoy. Does not even see the material sense object as something to enjoy, and he doesn't even care to enjoy. Why? Because they are tasting something higher. He must be tasting something greater. And that is Nishchaya Prem, full faith and love and devotion for Krishna. Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Evam Varasha Sahasrangi Tapogoram Bhuparamate Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. So he decided to meditate again for another 1,000 years. And then he started to shake the 3 worlds with his great determination. So much that the oceans become disturbed, the plants become disturbed. The king of the demigods, Indra Dev, he became disturbed. Human beings started becoming atheistic because they don't know where to turn. Just like World War III is coming. You don't know where to turn. That's how you run out of food and this and that. Everybody is bickering and bickering about it. So King Indra decided to speak to a few other devas and said, let us go and deal with this situation. We have to break this concentration. This is causing too much destruction. Not that he intended to do it, but we have to break this. So he instructed Rambaha, one of his followers, a very beautiful woman. And in the past, many beautiful women tried to disturb Vishwamitra. Ahelia was another one. Heli means spotted, like a pothole. When you go to Trinidad, you see pothole. Helia, that means pothole. But Ahelia means spotless, no spots, perfect beauty. And in the past, he turned her into stone, so Rambaha became very frightened. He said, "My Lord Indra, I am afraid Vishwamitra is not no ordinary person to carry out this task." So Indra said, "Don't worry. Me and Kamadev will come as cuckoo birds and we will accompany you. We will make sure that you don't get turned into stone." So in the beautiful summer, birds were chirping very sweetly. The weather was good. So they all came. Indradev started cooing like a cuckoo bird, very sweetly. He woke up Vishwamitra with pleasant songs. And when he opened his eyes, he saw the most beautiful Rambaha, and she dressed a little extra beautiful that day. And he was enchanted momentarily. And then he became doubtful, because he was easily able to see the trick that the demigods had brought towards him. And he became very angry. Yanalabayasirambe kama krodha jaya sirinam O Rama krodha jaya sirinam Rasavarsha sahasrani sani sayasi pure bhage siya pati Ramachandra ji ki jai sharanam O Ramaha, O evil endeavorer, because you have allowed me, who desire to conquer lust and anger, you will be turned into stone for 10,000 years. Immediately Vishwamitra got angry and he tripped off. You know, it's very easy, we get angry, you know, very easily we get angry. Especially we're performing so much nice devotional service, we cook in, we clean in, and just some bad news, we hear about some bad news. Oh God, we're ready to bad talk somebody. You know, we don't want to talk about it, but we are all guilty about it. I know a lot of us are guilty about it. It's always easier. You see, Bacchanal is more entertaining. Who wants to speak about something good? You know, it's so boring. You know, Bacchanal is more entertaining. I am speaking Ram Katha here, right? And look, I have about 20 views, right? Whenever a dog jump over a hook in this show, the X Factor, he get 9 million views, you know, and I get about 20 views. I speak this Ram Katha, I sing it, you know. So this is material. So immediately he realized his mistake, you know, and he said, "Don't worry, Vasishta will release you from this curse." He knows what he needs to do now. He needs to do more meditation. Brahmana samaha teja tapo bal samman vitaha udari shigate rambe tammat krodha kulash kritam Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Babu Vaisya Manas Chinta Kapu Paharan Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. When his austerities had thus been stolen, he resolved as follows. So his austerities became stolen. Why? Simply by agitation. Rambaha, she was simply following her master's wishes. She is simply carrying on the instruction of her master. You know? And he, being a great Muni, Mahamuni, a great Maharishi, he knows better than that. You know? But because of falling prey to anger this time, he lost control again. So he realized his mistake. He didn't have to curse her. But then all the merit of his austerities, terrible austerities, he lost all of that simply for no reason at all. He has reason. So now he will do even more terrible austerities. Vishwamitra, he stand on his foot during the scorching hot sun. Today we had some serious hot sun, you know, but he was actually out in the sun performing austerity. Even his ribs, everything was exposed. You know, his body was failing. And then also in the terrible winter, in the river, freezing cold river, covered in ice, he's still meditating to become on Lord Brahma, to become free from all of this bondages of the material world. So he decided to do some more austerity. Aham vishayasayami atmana vijitindriya tavrayavardimi pratamavanaya anuchavasana abhinanjanasa tashteyam shashvata samaha Shri Rama Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram 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 Jai Sita Guru Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram Guru Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram 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 Jai Sita Hare nahi me tapahe manasaya Shayam yasyanti marutaha So, it is described that he said, I shall dry up my body, stay without eating for innumerable years until I earn this title as Brahma, as a Brahmana. So eventually, having not stopped his austerities, Lord Indra and all the devas, they ran to Brahma. Please, Lord Brahma, you need to give him whatever he asks, otherwise he will burn up this entire universe. His entire universe is very big, as I described earlier. And so Brahma said, very well. Okay, so we are coming to the end of this great katha. We will continue another time. And so, very quickly, Vashishta approved of Lord Brahma's recognition of Vishwamitra as Brahma Rishi. Then Vishwamitra he desisted from performing further austerities. Yes. So this ends our katha for today. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.